Welcome. Welcome to the James Reid Funeral Home candle lighting service. My name is Sarah Reid Hedberg, and along with my dad, Jim Reid, we'd like you to come as yourself tonight. This is a key event in our year, our candle lighting service. And my dad started the bereavement support program because he and our funeral directors, our staff, feel a bond with the families that we serve. And he's told me several times that it was after that final handshake with the family, after the funeral, after things were wound up, he felt strange and sad. There's nothing else. So he started the bereavement support program where we offer follow-up calls, visits, and an event like this. Tonight, you will be led by our bereavement support providers, Nancy Hancock and Trez Barrett. I'm pleased to have one of our regular pianists, Jacqueline von Hardesveld, on piano, and becoming a regular with this event, a local musician, Brian Flynn. Our speaker tonight is celebrant Chris Walker. And Chris leads memorial services for us and for families, for people who want a meaningful service without necessarily a connection to church or clergy. I'd like to introduce the people who helped you in tonight. I'm very pleased and thankful for Heather Jackson, our pre-need funeral director. And also I'm very thankful for our funeral directors, Mac Ferris and Natasha Provost, being here tonight. You also see Carl Reid, one of our receptionists, serving as usher tonight. All of our staff here, from our receptionists, our building and grounds, who actually told me that he makes those lights light up, and it's beautiful under the snow, light up because he wants everything done beautifully for you. So we are very happy that you've made it out tonight. We can't say enough how that means a lot, and we want to thank you especially for making it through the construction. Please stay afterwards. We have a very nice reception planned with goodies from tulips and maple and hot apple cider. I hope this evening gives you a sense of peace.
Good evening and welcome to this annual candle lighting ceremony. My name is Nancy Hancock. I'm one of the bereavement support providers. This time of year, with its dark days and long nights, can be particularly difficult when you are grieving the death of someone you love. In stark contrast to the bright lights, decorations, and music of the holidays, you may be feeling some pressure to be merry and bright too, when you least feel that way. The holidays may be filled with social gatherings to endure, obligations to fulfill, and a flood of memories which threaten to overwhelm us. I remember the fall of 1994 when I myself suffered a very painful loss and was deep in grief. I knew that somehow I had to make Christmas happen for my 4 young children. One day I had to drag myself to the mall to buy their Christmas presents so there'd be presents under the tree, in the vain hope that this might heal my heart and get me in the spirit. The moment I stepped inside the door of the store, I was bombarded with the sights and sounds of the season, that never-ending playlist of have a holly jolly Christmas tunes that just play endlessly. My throat closed up, my heart started to beat quickly, and I had to get out of there fast. A few weeks later, I found a service like this one, which nurtured my spirit and gave me a quiet place to mourn and to acknowledge my grief, and my heart began to heal that day. This ceremony will allow us to recognize that the season may not be a joyful one for you, but it can still be a good one. It can be hard to express our grief when those around us are making merry. And so we invite you this evening to acknowledge whatever you are feeling, to think about the one or ones you are missing on this night and in this holiday season. Later in the service, we will be writing and dedicating cards of memory to our dear ones. May their memory be strong within you as we proceed tonight.
Good evening. My name is Therese. I am one of the bereavement support providers. I just want to bring a few things to mind. We all know that special events can magnify our grief. We know that the winter months can bring many special occasions for us, and no matter what culture, what religion, or what belief we follow, the rush of commercial ads, the decorations in the store, movies on TV, and all the talk of families getting together might highlight the grief that we are already experiencing. We might try to continue our traditions held for years. We might add some new ones or simply change or tweak some of the traditions that we've been doing. Whatever we decide, we also attempt to hold on to the idea that there is hope for the new year. Hope that we will feel a bit better. Hope that we will not forget our dear departed friends and family. Hope that we can continue a relationship with them, and hope that we will again begin to feel alive. The first family event after my mom died was Christmas. This was a difficult time for our family, as my mom was the person who did Christmas. She did all the decorations, she did all the food, she kept our Irish traditions alive with the singing and laughing and all that stuff that goes with it. As the eldest in the family, I was left to take on that role. And it was really difficult because I was in a different place than my dad. My dad wanted everything to be exactly the same. Everything had to be as Mom had done it. He was still in the beginning of his grief. He had not gone through the reality that she was actually gone. I was smack dab in the middle of the pain of my grief, and it was difficult for me to decide to follow what Dad wanted. But we did. So we made all the food, we did all the decorations exactly like Mom, and we did silly songs and had some laughter. And then to try to tie it all in for everybody else who is at different stages of grief, we had a decoration that I had picked up at the dollar store. We filled with love memories of my mom, and we decorated and put it on the tree. Trying to change a little bit of the tradition and trying to have Mom in the house with us. I found a poem that really helps me to get through this time of year, because we all are looking for hope. And so the name of the poem is Hope. It's not very long. It looks like it's long, but it's not long, I promise. I'm feeling a bit different today, and I wonder if I'm healing. I've read about healing from those who know grief, but how many of them have lost what I've lost? How many of them still do not sleep, or eat, or play, as they did before? But today I heard the birds sing, and I wondered where they had been hiding for so long. And then it dawned on me. I have been the one in hiding. My sorrow has imprisoned me. Maybe it's time to escape. Time to rediscover the laughter and replace some of the tears. Maybe it's time to say yes to life's responsibilities and life's opportunities. I'm not sure that I can do this, as I still feel totally alone in the midst of family and friends. I'm still scared when I think of facing life's trials without her. She had absolutely no fear and showed me such courage. I don't know if I'm up to it, but if I can again enjoy the song of the backyard birds, maybe my life can return to me, if I work harder at it. Maybe the good sleep will return and food can again taste good. Maybe the days of aimlessness can be replaced with a purpose. I think the bird's song was a sign. It's time to say hello again to who I was and to who I can become again. And I hope that gives you a little bit of hope for this season. Thank you.
Now I'd appreciate it if you took out your program and open to the inside left page for the responsive reading. I'm one and you're people. May we be surrounded by understanding and caring people.
And may we allow them to support and help us in our grief.
May we accept the sadness we feel and the tears we shed.
And know they are the way we grieve and we sustain.
May regrets, guilt, and other hurts we carry
Be acknowledged and set free.
May we be patient and kind with ourselves.
And with others who find life painful and hard.
No matter how shattered our lives may feel right now,
May we continue to light candles in the midst of the darkness.
and may we hold on to the promise that the intensity of our grief will not last forever. New life and new hope will come.
It's coming on Christmas. They're cutting down trees and putting up reindeer, singing songs of joy and peace. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. But it don't snow here, it stays pretty green. I'm gonna make a lot of money, then I'm gonna quit this crazy scene. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to glide. Wish I had a river I could skate away on. I made my baby cry. She tried hard to help me, she put me at ease. She loved me so naughty, made me weak in the knees. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I'm so hard to handle, I'm selfish and I'm sad. Now I've gone and lost the best baby that I ever had. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to fly. Oh, I wish I skate away on. I made my baby say goodbye. It's coming on Christmas, they're cutting down trees, putting up reindeer, singing songs of joy and peace. I wish I had a river I could skate away on.
Thank you so much, Brian. I want to share with you a poem that I found. It has no author's name that I could find. It speaks to the importance, though, of remembering the one who is missing at this year's holiday celebration, and to know that their presence is still near us. Copies of this poem will be available to you if you wish one in the reception center in the back after our ceremony. It's called Christmas Without You. How very much you're missed. I think you somehow know, for I feel you beside me no matter where I go. To be reminded of you, I don't have to go that far, for every night I see your face in every shining star. As every moment passes by, now that Christmas time is here, I'll be thinking of the joy we shared at this special time of year. This evening, I invite you to create a new tradition, one that reflects the significant change in your life. One that acknowledges your loved one who is no longer with you. You each received a memory card when you came in. I thought I had one here to show you. It's a small card that's blank on one side, and you received a pen as well. In a few moments, there will be some quiet time during which our musicians will play. Perhaps during this quiet time, you could use the back of your cards to write a few words in memory of the one whom you loved who has died. We then invite you to take that little card home and include it in a new ritual that reflects how your world has changed in this important way. Perhaps just tuck it into the Christmas tree branches, share it, read it around the table at your dinner, or simply keep it on your bedside table. I now invite you to listen to the music, reflect, and to write on your cards.
A poem, the source of which I have lost in the mists of my own memory. The years go around and season faithfully follows season. The boughs that bend to breaking in the winter wind will fill with sap once more and burst into young, fresh green. They bend low a second time in summer with full leaf and blossomed, and then autumn will glow red and fiery until each dying leaf makes a scarlet carpet to soften the footsteps of winter once again. So life and death are part of the unending rhythm of creation, renewal, and love. And we are content to be part of that wonderful and continuing mystery. There are two ways that we experience time, to be held paradoxically together. Time as cyclical and time as linear. As human beings, we enjoy traditions which give life meaning and significance. Those events and seasons which come round year after year serve to connect us to the memories of people and places we hold dear. Never more so than during the fall and winter seasons. On the other hand, time is experienced as moving through events which have beginnings, continuations, and completions. And we human beings set goals, use calendars, chart to-do lists, because we hew to the idea that time marches inexorably to a future point. We find it satisfying to arrive at a destination at the end of days and weeks and years. There we can say that we are further toward the idea originally conceived of a better future than the past would ever have dreamed possible. Both experiences of time, cyclical and linear, are valuable to us. Yet when we are experiencing the absence of one person, or perhaps several people who have been key to defining our sense of self-identity, cyclical time can feel like a burden to be borne, a looming weight to be carried. Such is it especially so at this season of increasing numbers of longer, darker days. It can seem quite unfair to us who are experiencing the drumbeat of loss that we are required to relive it during this bewildering mixture of a holiday season at the completion of a calendar year. Coming together tonight, we are together embracing the fact of both kinds of time. That which goes through cycles, and that which moves toward a hope and a future. By remembering the ones who have been, still are, and always will be a part of us, we are saying that it is good to again give thanks for their presence. For they have been a means of grace to us, shaping us in part to be the people we are still becoming. Simultaneously, we are letting ourselves move with them and they with us into a future that they would otherwise not know. There is then a kind of immortality in this. For in their having become part of us, of our children, our grandchildren, by DNA and by force of their personalities and spirits also in us, we carry them forward into new worlds they could not have otherwise experienced, nor could have we. In this month of the year, one of the religious traditions focuses upon 4 themes: hope, peace, joy, and love, over 4 weeks of waiting for the future, the coming to the light out of darkness. All ideas which recognize that there must then be the opposites possible: despair, chaos, sorrow, and hate. Human beings from the beginning of what we all call time have been fearful when the world turns darker and darker in the time of winter solstice. And so we have, over the centuries and millennia, defiantly and delightfully curated celebrations to signal the returning of the lighter days. Differing philosophies, religions, and their resulting worldviews have all recognized that we cannot be determined solely by some dismal understanding of time that dooms us to a same old, same old. Rather, we humans have chosen not to go gentle into that good night. We have raged against the dying of the light as human beings. We have burned fires on hilltops for light and heat, to courageously fend off the dark, the cold. We have found warmth and new life even in stables. We have embraced the fact of good, good which triumphs ultimately over evil. We have assertively stood against the idea that evil can ever win out over good in the final analysis. We believe that through the circular view of the way things are, there is this overarching truth: this too shall pass, and we shall yet see a better future than we could have dreamed possible. These words from local poet, Kingston poet Bruce Kaufman, to whom I commend you, entitled On Learning. How many days or weeks or years, decades even, does it take for us to learn a single thing? A lifetime, perhaps. And that then carried out the last door as we leave. And in that echo and dust, ricocheting and settling, after behind comes then the new life, the ever next generations arriving in their newer flesh. And they at birth, listening to, and then softly whispering back the first few words of an echo heard. Our sense of absence, of the one now gone, but still here, even that recurrent thudding realization is a means of grace to move us through reasonable hope, to shalom peace, to solid joy, and to the always expansive love of us wondrous human beings, yet to be the future, for us, for our children, for our waiting world. May this season open out for each and all of us to a pathway of darkness that turns to dawning, and that dawning to a noonday bright.
As we light these candles in honor of those that we love who've died, we light one for grief, one for courage, one for memories, and one for love. This candle represents our grief. There have been many tears. The pain of losing you is intense. It is a reflection of our love and our relationship. We light this candle in honor of our courage. The courage to go through this. The courage that we sometimes got from you. The courage that we will get through this. We light this candle for our memories. We are trying, we want to remember the real you. The multifaceted person. The one we delighted in and the one who frustrated us. The one that we wish we could have back. We light this candle in honor of our love. The love that remains. For while we know, are slowly coming to know the reality of your death, our love does not need to die. Love remains. We'll now have the passing of the flame. the back of your programs, you'll see the words "The Silent Night."
May you each experience love, joy, and peace in this season of the year within yourselves. May you express with one another in this season and in your life circumstance with patience and kindness and goodness, and exhibit to the waiting world that which they seek, faithfulness and gentleness and self-discipline to bring order out of chaos. May you go in peace. Please blow out your candles and do join us, if you will, for the reception right through these doors found to your left. You are most welcome to come. If you must leave, thank you for coming, each one among us today.